So yeah, this right here is still a stream with no music in the background, which I'm sorry for if you're watching this live. I mean, if you're watching this as a video or a clip, then there's no music. I'm sorry, we're not gonna like put background music on clips. I may do that once I hire an editor, but the entire point of the clips is to be like quick videos. I'm not gonna make them extremely insanely well edited. God. If you'd want that, then there wouldn't be daily videos anymore, because then I will want to make them perfect. It will take me like 2 months to make them, which yeah, that is my weakness. However, there is no music right now here on stream, where back in the day it used to be like background music playing while I was streaming. I do kind of like that. I do kind of like to have that, but there are some difficulties in finding the right music to play around with, because you know, back in the day everyone would just like play whatever they want, and there's still people on here, people who are partnered, who have like hundreds of viewers, still go out and like play some copyrighted music. So technically you could be fine, you know, with Twitch. Like you can do that with streaming. It's not entirely legal, but you know, you can get away with it. But I don't want to. I want to make sure that everything is up to snuff, everything's okay. So back in the day, I used whatever said no copyright in the title, which doesn't really hold up these days anymore. Then I use Creative Commons, which do have a valid license to them, but we got some issues with Twitch. I wanted to make sure everything was up to snuff, and I've looked around now for a couple of services, because the thing with services is like if you are with like a music label service, whatever it's called, basically they will make sure that there are no false claims on you. And that just saves me a whole bunch of headache, which I do have when I do Creative Commons. The only problem, though, is that it costs a bit of money, quite a bit of money. Basically, it would be... I looked around, basically for something like Epidemic Sound, it would be about $300 a year. I think with something like Pretzel Rocks, it would be like a couple hundred to a couple $1,000, depending on like what plan you go for. And yeah, with that, like I've also used Monster Cat before, which is like $80 a year, which is a lot cheaper. But basically, like I need to find something that works for me, because basically, if you don't know about music streaming services or like music label services for streaming, there's a whole bunch of options. There's free ones, there's paid ones, and of the paid ones, basically, the main ones that are well known are Epidemic Sound, Pretzel Rocks, and then Monster Cat. Now, there is a lot of sameness around them, like basically they're just provide you music that you can play while you're streaming, but there's also a whole bunch of differences. Like Epidemic Sound is a lot more, what would I call it, made for video production. So they have a lot of songs which are like, you can just type in a theme, be like Eastern or Japanese or Western or country or whatever, and like it will have a song that can fit that theme. So let's say I'm making a video about a certain part of the world and I want to have a certain like song to it with a certain theme to it, I can search it up, download it, there you go, got it. However, for making playlists to play during stream, during different types of moods, things that work well together, it doesn't really work all that well for it, as I found. I've used it sometimes for like the big projects, so like the what's it called? The Writing Dart Special. I used Epidemic Sound for that, and I was really, really happy with it, especially with their sound effects. It was really, really good. However, when it comes to Pretzel Rocks or Monster Cat, for instance, these things are a lot better made for streaming. Monster Cat, I've tried to use that before. Like we used what was it called? The Crap Rave around that time, but that was a lot more like fitness style, or like what do I call it? Like festivals or something. You know, like it has a certain style to it, a certain upbeat, a certain power, a certain energy, which is really, really good, but not really the type of style that I like to have on my stream, because I'd like it to be a little bit more relaxed. I don't like it to be fully in your face, like guys, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, because I'm already like that. If I'm like that and the music is like that, then we're going to be in big trouble, basically. It's going to be too much overload, and I couldn't do that for like 6 hours or 7 hours or however long we went yesterday. So I got to find something different. Now, I also mentioned Pretzel Rocks, which is actually a music service that I've seen around. Didn't really look all that much into, but if you remember from my very first TwitchCon video, they were actually the people that I featured in that video went by their stand, because they were the very first people to actually talk to me when I was at the TwitchCon partner party. Which was the very first time I ever got to be around other streamers, and I was so intimidated I didn't know who to speak with, and they sat down with me and talked to me. And actually last TwitchCon, they also, like, their founder sat down with me and talked to me. It was like, he was a really cool guy. The thing that I'm just trying to find is, like, especially with like the cost that come around with it, if you want to have like downloads for your videos, like I don't know like exactly how that works and how many channels are covered. So I still need to look into that, and it's been very, very busy. So basically that is something that is on the line. It's coming down the line, basically. I think Pretzel Rocks might be something that's good for me, like for my situation, but I just need to figure out like how exactly it's going to work, especially with like what plans work, with me having multiple channels, and if I can use it for videos. So Xenocake mentions that there's also this thing called NCS, or no copyright sounds, and I've been familiar with them, but also I've kind of stayed away from them because they're a very big channel on YouTube that posts a whole bunch of like songs that are supposed to be completely copyright free. I mean, it's literally in their name, no copyright sounds. So you should be fine with playing them, right, in your videos. They even say right here on their website, they say like, can I use it here in my content? It says, yeah, it's free for independent creators. You just gotta put credit in there and you put it in like the thing right there, and it will be totally free. You will not be in trouble. However, if you go to like one of their songs right here, like this right here is no copyright sounds. It says like it's downloaded free to use, and then you see right here it has been claimed. And I've seen that multiple times. It's like if you go to this right here, like they got 33 million stuff. If you go right here to most popular, you go to this song right here, 522 million views. And then you go right here and it's like you go over license, you have like it's claimed again, and that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, sure, they say right here that it's totally free to use as long as you give them credit, and you can just credit it like that. But at the same time, I don't know how strong this is. I don't know how strong this is. Like, you don't get a license, and like I remember like years back when I tried to use them for like the first time, just like going back to like 2016, 2017 or something. I got in trouble with this, and or like it flagged something. I was like, yeah, I just kind of stayed away from it. If it works the way that they describe on the website, then that is totally fine. But I just want to have something that's a little bit more concrete, because in the same way that I've had Creative Commons licenses for the songs that I use just at the start of this year for my content on Twitch, I still got claims for that because people like re-upload remixes and they got in the system and something. I just want to make something that's completely 100% worry free. So again, take it from me that, you know, like no copyright sound for me is like, I don't have that much knowledge about it. The only thing that I've had is like a couple of times I've had issues with that where, you know, like you do get like these things right here, and I'm just kind of like how does this work? Like what's happening? It's just that, like, for me, like, I don't entirely trust it. Xenocake says that's evil. Again, I don't know entirely the entire situation, because again, you know, it's something that I've just had. My experience was been like one time something where it's like, oh shit, I was very early on. I was like, this doesn't seem entirely free. This seems like So I just kind of stayed away from it. I never really looked too much into it anymore, because right now I just want to have something where I, you know, I put money down and it's okay, and I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, if someone knows more about no copyright sounds, you can look into it. But other than that, you know, it's just something where, again, if there's something that says it's free, got to make sure you really read up on like how free it is and what's everywhere behind it. Because not every single song on YouTube that says it's copyright free, you can use it, is actually copyright free. You can use it because, you know, at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want. Another great example of this is DJ Quads right here, who I believe is like one of the best, like, the best musicians that I've met in my content creation journey. His songs are fantastic. I've used them quite a bit. A lot of these songs right here are like Saturdays Are For Chilling. I do use that one quite a bit. I can actually go play that because I do, like, it's Creative Commons license right here. As you see right here, Creative Commons license, reuse is allowed. So I can go and play this right here. I've used this quite a bit in my videos. It's so good, man. I like this. I like this a lot. I just have, like, people do like to re-upload this as, like, remixes and stuff, and then like Twitch gets into trouble with it. But, oh, man, DJ Quad is so good. DJ Quad is really, really good. I got introduced to DJ Quad via Cole James or MCIK. He uses songs a lot, and man, like the vibe of this, I freaking love it. It's, like, nice, laid back. It's a little bit of funkiness. It's, like, you don't fall asleep from it, but it's just, like, nice. This is pretty chill. I like it. I like it. However, this guy right here used to make a whole bunch of songs that he said was like copyright free. And then this right here is an entire video of these songs that were completely copyright free. You might be able to recognize some from the titles and stuff of, you know, stuff that we may have used in the past before. I don't know if I can find it right here. But as you can see right here, this stuff actually got into copyright trouble because what he used to do, he used to remix it. And even though he said, like, you can use my stuff totally free, no worries about it, because he was using things from other rights holders, even though everything it said copyright free, feel free to use it, people still got into trouble for it, and that's why he actually had to pull it all down. And then, you know, like, he actually ended up making, like, this video right here, which is, like, an entire, like, almost 2-hour-long collection of all the remixes that he made, which he now says, like, this right here is copyrighted material, you can't use it for your videos. but it is just for entertainment purposes. So this right here is really, really cool. But yeah, don't trust every single thing that says copyright free. That's about it for creator music stuff. For how interesting that is. Hopefully the music will return soon. It is on the priority list, not very high. That's just a quick little update on that.